Hello, this is George Hutton, and you are listening to the Mind Persuasion Podcast. Today we continue our study of weaponized hypnosis. For more information, please visit mindpersuasion.com/weaponized-hypnosis. Today we continue our study with fully written stories. Today's story is Satanic Murders. 1. Stories in their natural order. Story 1. Neighborhood demographics. 1A. Saw a news story on changing demographics. 1B. Lots of neighborhoods are changing. 1C. Before they were homogeneous. 1D. Now they are in flux. 1E. Few people know their neighbors well. Story 2. News story about a child killer. 2A. Child killer recently arrested. 2B. Killed kids for a couple decades. 2C. Kept them in his basement. 2D. Tortured them before killing them. 2E. All his neighbors thought he was normal. Story 3. Satanic rituals increasing. 3A. People are leaving Christianity. 3B. People are going into Wiccan practices. 3C. Some people are even openly worshiping Satan. 3D. Satanic killings are also rising. 3E. But that's something the police don't release. Story 4. Story about Saint Alphonsus Maria de Liguori. 4A. Story about a saint. 4B. Went to heaven briefly. 4C. Came back horrified. 4D. Very few people in heaven. 4E. Most people go to hell. 2. Stories in the order to tell. 1A. Changing neighborhood demographics. 1B. Makeup changing. 1C. No longer homogeneous. 2A. Child killer. 2B. Kidnapped kids. 2C. Tortured and killed them. 3A. Decreasing Christians. 3B. Increasing Wiccans. 3C. Open Satan worship. 4A. Saint Alphonsus. 4B. Died briefly. 4C. Went to heaven. 4D. Came back horrified. 4E. Few people in heaven, most people in hell. 3D. Increase in satanic killings. 3E. Police are keeping it secret. 2D. Buried in his backyard. 2E. Nobody knew. 1D. Very much in flux. 1E. Neighbors don't know each other. 3. Word-for-word script. R. Anchor. SP. Self-point. I saw this interesting story on the news the other night. It said that due to a lot of things, housing markets, shifting economic ideas, people telecommunicating, etc., that the face of most neighborhoods are changing. Most neighborhoods are in flux, and they aren't going to be the same for a while. I mean, the days are over where people live in the same neighborhood their entire life. There was this guy, they arrested some old guy. Everybody was totally shocked. The guy would kidnap kids, like runaways and stuff. He had this whole system where he would find them, kids, people where nobody wants you, and he figured he would kidnap them, and kill them, since nobody would miss them. And he would keep a lot of kids in his basement in cages and stuff, and every day he would tell them, nobody wants you. I'm going to torture you, and kill you, and nobody will ever know. And once every week or so, he'd torture one to death, in front of the rest of them. I mean, they'd all be screaming, and he'd be whistling like he was working in a butcher shop or something, just while he would hack the kid to death, Can you believe that? I read where there's a lot less people that actually go to church. I mean, less and less people believe in fundamental Christianity. I mean, people, mostly younger people, are starting to believe in all kinds of weird ideas, Wiccan stuff, but some people are starting to worship Satan, I mean, what would make somebody want to decide to worship Satan, I mean, this person, SP, supposed to be a really bad person, SP. Why would you want to worship Satan, if he is supposedly responsible for all the pain and misery? But I guess nobody really knows which direction society is going in. I remember I went to this Bible study in my neighborhood, and this guy was talking about Saint Alphonsus. I guess he was one of the early saints, but I guess he died and came back. And he told all these prophecies and stuff that came true. But one of the scariest things he said was that in heaven there isn't hardly anybody there. I mean, that sounds crazy, but he said that most people are going to go to hell, But I guess this happened a long time ago. It was kind of a problem. I mean, they believed him, but at the same time, they needed to collect people, to build the church and collect dues. I mean, what would happen if everybody found that no matter what you do, there's really no chance of going to heaven? I mean, what if that's really true? What if no matter what happens, we are all going to go to hell, and we are going to suffer forever, I mean, that would really suck if you really believed this, that all the stuff about doing good so you can get to heaven is all a big lie, a big con, that no matter what you do, you'll end up in hell, I mean, if everybody believed that, everybody would just start killing people, I mean, why not, right? If we're going to go to hell and suffer all eternity, we may as well start having some fun now and start to torture people to death, right? But one of the things that's happening is that not only are more people starting to worship Satan, but there are a lot more satanic killings. But the police are terrified to let us know how much this kind of thing, SP, is really happening. That's why so few police departments actually report crime statistics. But I don't know how they caught this guy, SP, but they found all the bodies buried in his backyard, like over 20 kids, and he lived in a regular neighborhood. Nobody had any idea that this person, SP, was a crazy killer who liked to torture children to death, Could you imagine that, Being a little kid in a cage, knowing that nobody is going to miss you when you die, That when you do die, you're going to be hacked to death, by somebody who is going to enjoy killing you, That would be horrible. But they say that the days of everybody knowing your neighbors are over since the demographics are changing so much. I mean, nobody really knows who you're living next to anymore. Crazy, huh? I'm George Hutton. Thank you for listening to the Mind Persuasion Podcast. For more information, please visit mindpersuasion.com/weaponized-hypnosis. I look forward to speaking with you again soon.